We've only got 7 people on here.
Okay, there you go.
Hello, everybody. It's Tom Chenault, and it's Marianne Niehaus. Marianne, you have to lean back a little bit.
Sorry.
Say hi to everybody.
Hey.
All right, so what we're going to do today is talk to you about a lot of stuff. We're going to talk to you about the Mega CEO Pack. We're going to talk to you about that once you've got the Mega CEO Pack, what to do with it, and how to get your people started the right way in this coffee shop interview. So Marianne is live. So all you need to do is be on. Where do they comment to you, Marianne?
On the Google Hangout
Look
under
at
the
the
Masters of Enrollment.
Look them in
On the link. Look at the link.
That's the camera. Look them in the
See
eye.
where the button is on the Masters of Enrollment. Just click on that page.
And then what happens? Then there's a chat page. So
There's going to be a
stuff?
chat page. You can ask me stuff, and I'm going to be on there in just a second.
Okay, good. Are you printing that?
I am printing. I'm printing the coffee shop interview, which we're going to go over tonight.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're going to talk to you about that. We're going to really get deep into that. I'm going to spend This is going to last for 45 minutes, and at 11:45 we're going to turn it off, and then we're going to take a 15-minute break, and then we're going to come back, and 15 minutes later we're going to start the Australia-New Zealand hangout, and that'll last between 30 minutes and 45 minutes too. Then we're going to take an hour and 15 minutes off, and at 9 o'clock we're going to do the business opportunity meeting, and Denise will be here, Scott Bardoulis will be here. We'll have a house full of people here at the training center here in Longmont. So if you stick around tonight, you're going to see all kinds of crazy stuff that's going to make you happy. Now, I also know that Rich Stocks is doing a training webinar and all that stuff, and trust me, if you decide that you want to go over there and do all that stuff, you're not going to break my heart. My job. Oh, do you like my shirt? How do you like this shirt, Mary?
Shirt.
Yeah,
I noticed it.
Don't I look tan? And this shirt came from Mexico. I got this down in Cancun with Patty Gardner when I was on that cruise, the Longevity cruise. So you guys have got to win that cruise.
I want to win that cruise.
You've never seen. You've got to. Don't look at me.
Sorry.
You've got to play like I'm not here. Don't you guys think that's creepy looking at her ear? So here's the deal. I want you to win the cruise. You've never been on a cruise like this cruise. So here's what's going on. And I'm going to talk about that because I guarantee you there's going to be no rhyme nor reason to this hangout whatsoever. My whole goal is for you to get rich. My whole goal is for you to know how to do this business. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't even know how today is going to look. I'm sitting here thinking about people I don't know that well. I see Josh. I see Dominic. I know Marianne like the back of my hand. I know her kids. I know everything about her life. I don't know so much about Josh. So I might bring him over. He's just some guy that comes to my office every day, and they've got free vitamins. They've got free coffee. They've got free water. There's free air. There's free wireless, and they've got a roof over their head. So basically what they come in here and do is pretend they like me and steal my internet and stuff. So I'll probably make him pay me back for all this, but maybe I'll interview him in person so you can just get the drift of what's going on. So the name of the game is, there's 65 days till the convention. 65 days to the convention. 10 of those days are wide open for you to pay for that convention. Every Mega CEO Pack pays out it costs $399 and it pays out $300 in commissions. It pays that $100 fast start bonus, and then it pays another $190 code, and there's probably another $10 in commissions there somewhere. So you're getting over $500 worth of product. I think it's $700 retail, but
Retail, yeah.
The last time I said that, everybody got all in a.
I had somebody look it up, and they said it was $776. They figured it out.
Whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good deal because you're buying it for $399, and your customers are buying it for $399. But what's really cool about that is it's going to kick off $300 in commissions, and you aren't going to have to sell too many of those in order for you to get your money back on your trip to Las Vegas. So that's our goal. We want you to win the cruise for free. We want you to go to Las Vegas, and we want you to build your business with Mega CEO Packs. I heard that we are getting really close to being open in Mexico, like really open, like absolutely every T crossed, every I dotted in Mexico. So that'll be Mexico, that'll be Canada, that'll be Australia, that'll be New Zealand. So today, I was calling people down in Mexico, trying to enroll people in Mexico with CEO Packs. I'm doing all I can to make sure that I'm staying ahead of this curve called longevity momentum. And I've got to build in countries, you've got to build in countries, and there's never been a better time than the next 10 days for you to get your foundation built in your business and absolutely fund your trip to Las Vegas. So you've got 65 days. You need to tell your spouse, you aren't going to see me for a while. I'm going to be a Luis Ariaza. I'm going to be a Barb Pitcock. I'm going to be a Scott Fardulis. I'm going to be a Corey Gold. I'm going to be a Rhonda Anderson. I'm going to be a Keith Halls. I'm going to be a Wendy McGee. And I'm just trying to think, I'm telling you, the meetings going on all over this country, it's unbelievable, but it's just starting. And if you aren't having those kind of meetings, you're missing it. So here's what we do every day. Today, I interviewed 2 people. Today, I 3-wayed one with my upline. I did that today. Tom Chenault, as an ambassador in this company, a guy that makes a lot of money, an unbelievable amount of money. And I'm still interviewing 2 people every day and 3-way-in one. And I can tell really, really quickly. I can tell really, really quickly. I wish I could get Dominic off the phone out front. And I'd say, Dominic, I want you to interview 2 people a day, and I want you to 3-way one. And then you wait, and you don't say anything. Because if they, and they say, what does that mean? And say, well, that's how you're going to be successful in longevity. And if they say, well, how am I going to find 2 people? They aren't your guy. Then you meet a guy like Josh over there, and I'm just using this hypothetically. Josh says 2 people. I can do 2 people by 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to interview 10 people a day, and I'm going to 3-way 5. That's the person you're looking for. If somebody tells you that they can't build a list, you don't want them. If they tell you this whole story about they've already talked to all their friends and family and that it's the NFL club, which is supposedly the no friends left, you don't want them. I hate to break it to you, they're already looking for an excuse to fail. They're already telling you that they've given up before they even started. And you've got to change that mindset. And when they come back to you, say, hey, listen, man, you've seen me for the last 6 months. Here's what I've been doing. I've been interviewing 2 people every day, and I've been 3-way-in one with my upline. Marianne, how many times do I tell you that a day?
All the time. And I see you do it. I see you do it personally. And so he does do it. He's not pulling your leg on that one. I can attest to that.
We're trying to intimate that I pull their leg on other things.
No, I didn't. No, I wasn't saying that at all.
So no, and tell me how hard it is to interview somebody.
It is not hard.
Okay, so I listened to Paul Croto today, and Paul Croto's webinar was unbelievable, you guys. It was so cool because what he did, and you guys have never seen my training center probably. I'm going to show you this real quickly because I love it. So here's the deal. This is this dumpy little office that we've got down here in Longmont, Colorado. And what we did was there's a bunch of Hair on Fire shirts, and if you look around behind me, there's all the books of the network marketing books that we've got here for people to borrow and read because we are absolute maniacs when it comes to learning this profession and also teaching this profession. So then when you get done with that, you come up and look at all these awards that Longevity has given us over the years. Those are all the awards, and it's pretty crazy stuff. So you go down there, there's all the books. You can see Barb Pitcock's book. You can see Sandy Ellsberg's book. You can see Marcy Cook's books. You can see Lance Gordon's book. But then you go down this wall right here. This is 35 feet worth of whiteboard wall. So that's pretty cool stuff. And that is my buddy. How are you?
Fantastic.
Forgot your name. Nick. Forgot Nick's name. Nick's another one of those Wi-Fi swipers. But what are you reading there, Nick? GoPro by Eric Worre. So he doesn't want to be an internet stealer anymore, man. He's kind of interested in this. Then you come down here. Here's all our products. There's all the JavaFit green, both of them right there. There's all the Hair on Fire t-shirts. There's the whiteboard. There's the product display. And I don't know why I'm doing this for you, but it's kind of cool. And then you come back here, and this is the mineral makeup room. So you look in there. There's some product here. Then you've got all the mineral makeup. And this office is cheap. This office is, this building is such a dump that this office is so cheap, it's unbelievable. So what's so cool about that, this building? So what we're going to do, I think, by the end of the month is buy the building. That's our goal, is buying this building, and we're going to make it the most positive building in Longmont. I'm going to get rid of all those ugly shrubs so people can see the place, and that's another fringe benefit of your longevity business, is you get to do that. Who's this guy? What's your name?
Doug Stewart.
Hi, Doug. How are you?
Doug Stewart.
Good. So get a chair, and I want you in this screen. Doug Stewart doesn't have any idea about the day he's going to have. So, Doug Stewart, Doug, have you and I ever met?
No, we have not met.
Okay, good. Why don't you sit up here with me?
What brings you in?
Well, my wife and I signed on as a distributor about a year and a half ago, and through her brother, and really wanted to take a serious look as far as the business plan. And her brother is down in Florida, and he had recommended that we introduce ourselves to you guys.
What's the brother's name, Doug?
Lou Gallardi.
I love Lou Gallardi. I met him at the coffee roaster. Now look at the screen. So you got to look in the screen so people can see your face.
Okay.
So how long have you lived in Colorado?
A long time, since '74.
And what kind of work did you do other than network marketing?
I've been working in business development, bringing IT solutions to the federal government and federal agencies.
And
I still do that.
You still do that. Where do you work? What city?
I work for a company out of Denver. I work from my home, so I'm lucky in that respect.
Cool. And how old a man are you?
58.
And and you're married. How many kids do you have?
3.
And what are their ages?
33, 31, and about to be 30.
There's my beautiful wife. Did you see Denise pop into the corner there? Isn't that cute? Hello, honey.
Hi, guys.
Okay, good. Okay, so that's very neat. And let me ask you this. So the kids all live in the Colorado area?
No, actually, I have a daughter whose husband is stationed up at Fort Lewis up in Washington, a daughter who works for Patagonia, and I have a son who actually lives here in Longmont.
And how is your health?
Actually,
you look good.
All things considered, pretty good.
Really? Any diabetes?
No, fortunately, no.
Arthritis?
No.
Okay, let's see. Bone spurs? No, I'm kidding. You're going to have to tell me. I was going to start hemorrhoids. Okay, how about your wife's health? Good?
Overall, yes.
And the kids are all healthy?
Yes. My youngest is a type 1 diabetic, but she's also very healthy, very health conscious.
Lou's on right now.
Oh, he is. Well, how you doing there, Butch?
Okay, good. He's there. Okay, so good. And does your wife work?
Yes, she does. She works for the Department of Commerce.
Okay, cool. And so does she work out of the house, or does she have to go to work?
No, she works at the David E. Skaggs building there for NOAA in Boulder.
And will she want to retire soon, or is she able to do that, or is she going to have to work a lot longer?
Well, retirement for her will probably be in about 7 or 8 years, as far as from the government getting her timeline in there. But we've always thought about ways to sort of increase the retirement portfolio.
Have you ever done one of these network marketing companies before?
We've looked at years ago, like New Skin was one, but that's about it.
What do you love most about network marketing? Anything?
Well, part of why I wanted to come up here tonight was to meet with you and get a better feel for the marketing plan for longevity. And as far as multi-level marketing type organizations and the product, we're obviously a user of the product, and there's certain products that I feel pretty positively about. So coming up here pretty much with a blank slate as far as really getting into the weeds on the longevity marketing plan.
What have you heard good about multi-level marketing, network marketing, longevity? What's the good things you've heard?
Some of the income and the residual income aspects of it.
Do you believe that people can make 20 grand a month doing this?
Not yet.
Okay, good. I appreciate the candor. Now, what have you heard bad about network marketing?
Well, the big piece on that is, you're marketing to our friends and family and the immediate, and I think so many of those immediate circles kind of been inundated through the years between Shackling and Amway, and you pick one.
All the stories about that stuff.
So I think there's a sort of a natural, I don't know if it's natural, but I think there is sort of an immediate hesitation. But I've always felt that if there's a product or service that's being brought forward, irrespective of the marketing plan, and if it is something that is viable and holds water for the people that are being brought forward, good product and service is good product and service.
Cool. And do you take vitamins now? Before you were involved with Lou Gallardi, were you already taking vitamins and minerals and nutrition?
Oh, very much so.
Okay, good.
Oh, very much so.
You have beautiful legs. So. my wife, I was watching my wife to see if she thought that was funny, because whenever we go in restaurants, I always try to compliment the person, whether it's a waiter, whether it's a waitress, whether they're 100 or whether they're 17, on what they like best about themselves.
Oh, really?
So if their teeth are beautiful, they know their teeth are beautiful. So I go, man, you have beautiful teeth. And it completely creeps my wife out, doesn't it, honey?
Well, especially when you do it to guys. They just think that's a little odd.
Well, yeah, turn your mic. Yeah.
Look at her hair.
Look at her hair. Show us your haircut. Say, Tom, I love you with all my heart.
I went in and I said, I want to look like Marianne.
Your hair looks great. Okay, so, all right, so now what I've done, okay, so do you exercise at all, Lou? Or Robert, George, Bill? Doug Stewart. So sorry. So I just failed one of the things that I'm supposed to do here. Never call the guy the wrong name. So Doug, do you exercise at all? What do you do?
I mountain bike, I windsurf, I ski. I played hockey 25 years post-college, so I try to stay active.
Now, Marianne's son is a big-time hockey coach, and he lives his life for hockey, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he was trying to be a professional hockey goalie, and he's how tall?
He's 6'6".
6'6", traveled the world trying to become a very tall goalie, which was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
You should try lacrosse.
See, you talked about money a little. So what pops your eyes open at 2 o'clock in the morning? Money, time, or health?
Oh, boy. Probably thinking about the money in the future.
Okay, good. And even though in retirement, you're 58 years old?
About to be 59.
Okay, so you've got about 6 or 7 years inside of that window to actually be set for retirement. And how much do you think you need? If you could live your life in style in retirement, how much money is that a month? 5,000, 10,000, what? How much a month?
Probably between 7 and 10, yeah.
Okay, so between 7 and 10. And if you retired tomorrow from your job and your wife's job at the Department of Commerce, are you guys going to get $7,000 a month between you? So the cost of living is going up, and that income is going to go down at age 65, no matter what, right?
Correct.
Okay, so if I were to say that a goal of yours would be $8,000 a month, that'd be a good number. Okay, so let me ask you this.
Sure.
If you just did this, not full-time, but just whenever you had a chance using the training that we've got, and you put like 15 hours a week into this, and you made $900 a month out of the gate, what would that do to your life? Would $900 a month change your life at all?
Certainly, to a degree. We would probably be able to just bank all of that.
Yeah.
Which would be nice.
And so you'd put that money in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Would you take your wife out to another dinner? Would you do basically nothing but seven?
No, yeah, we would indulge on a few things. But I think at this point, both of us are pretty much single-mindedness about increasing the portfolio for when we can not have to get up and go to work every morning.
Cool. Now, what about $3,200 a month? If you guys could generate that with Lou,
Mm-hmm.
what does $3,200 a month do to your life?
In round numbers, it basically pays a mortgage and a truck payment and partial groceries. I mean,
The pressure's off. I mean, a lot of, yeah, so that really, you'd not only be banking it, the truck is essentially paid for. We've also got a car bonus on top of that, so the truck would be paid for, and it'd take a big bite out of that mortgage payment, right?
oh, we would cover it.
Okay, cool. Let me ask you one more question. I'm only going to ask you one more around money. What would you do with another $12,000 a month inside of the budget that you and your wife have going on right now? And those 3 kids, how many grandkids?
Just one.
One, that's like us too. So, and I'm 63, so you're way ahead of me in the whole scheme of things. So tell me about that. So tell me, what would you do with $12,000 a month?
Well, my wife and I have often talked about wanting to go on missions and do some philanthropic work. So that could certainly open up that discussion with regards to really following some passions in that.
Would $12,000 a month give you the ability to do all that, where you could travel, do the missions, pay off the house, and know that you were set for retirement?
Yeah.
Okay, and if you could do that inside, and if you could create that inside of not having to quit your job or your wife quitting her job, and still be able to build that $150,000 a year, that would be good, right?
Heck yeah.
Okay, so there's only two things that you need to do that, by the way.
Okay.
Number one is do what I do. And number two, find 4 people that are massively committed to earning $3,000 a month each and get them there from here, right?
Okay.
So for the sake of this training, I just had coffee with him at a coffee shop. And we had we didn't talk, you know, that brochure for longevity that's over his shoulder, over his left shoulder, wasn't at the coffee shop. We didn't talk about anything other than Doug. And when Doug got home from meeting me at the coffee shop, I met this guy at the coffee shop. He was the nicest, most handsome guy I've ever met in my life. Well, really, Doug? Who was he? Oh, his name was Tom Chenault. And well, what happened? We had the greatest conversation in the world. Oh, really? Why? What'd you talk about? Well, we talked about me, which is your favorite subject, right? Because it's everybody's favorite subject. So what I did in that conversation was I found out a lot about Doug without him knowing I was interviewing him. He knew I was interviewing him because he's here. But in a conversation at the coffee shop, it's got to be that natural. I used this coffee shop conversation that was on Masters of Enrollment. I asked him, so tomorrow I'm going to call him on the phone. And I'm going to say, Doug, that was so nice meeting you at the Starbucks. And, you know, I know you're in great health. And you look like $1 million. I know you do the windsurfing. I know you ride your bike. How many times have people that you had in your life ask you how you look so good all the time? Your friends ask you that, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they ask you that. And what do you say to them? Genetics. I don't know what I do. I must really be lucky. Now, you don't ever say that again. No, you can't say that anymore. You say, you know what? I exercise. I eat really well. I pay attention to my health. And I take this line of vitamins from this guy named Dr. Wallach. That's all you say if they ask you that question. But inside of that, so I'm talking to you. And I said, you take care of your health, Doug. You're unbelievable, but also you got a full-time job, and even though you like working out of your house, you don't have the money for retirement yet. I know a guy, and this guy is unbelievable. His name's Lou Gallardi. And what I want to do is get on the phone with Lou, and he's got an idea for you to get your retirement under control. So instead of acting like a crazed multi-level marketer like everybody else on the planet does, that you're deathly afraid that you're going to have to become. The last thing that this man, Doug Stewart, behind me wants to become is a crazed multi-level marketer that has to go. He told me that in the interview. He is not going to walk up to his brothers and his sisters and his mother and his dad and his friends and say, how would you like to become a multi-level marketer? That's the last thing he wants to do. Correct, Doug?
That is correct.
That's 100% correct. And I don't blame him. I don't want to either. My job is to interview Doug, find out what he wants out of his life, and sell him that. And find out what he doesn't want out of his life, and don't bring that up. So he told me what he's afraid of. He's afraid of that, of becoming one of those. He told me he knows a lot more about network marketing than he let on when I said, have you ever done a network marketing company before? He said, I kind of looked at Nu Skin. That was the only company he mentioned. And then he went on to talk about Amway and Shackley, among others. So he's been kind of paranoid about that conversation for a long, long time. And I need to be tuned into that. And when I do the interview with him, I've got to get enough information for Doug that he knows. And when he leaves there, when I talk to him tomorrow, he can't live without me. So I'm going to call him on the phone. I'm going to say, Doug, I can help you with that retirement. I can get you to $8,000 a month. It's going to take some work. It's going to take about 15 hours a week. You've got to become a product of the product. But guess what? You already look like you're a product of the product. This is going to be a natural for you. And what your job is to follow me and do what I do so you get what I've got. So what I do every day is I interview 2 people, Doug, like I just interviewed you. and I three-way won with my upline. If you were sitting back there, normally in a coffee shop, you'd probably be sitting in front of me. So we're going to put you in front of me like this. So anyway, the fact of the matter is, if you would have said, I hate multi-level marketing companies, I need you to know one more thing. You notice I asked him how much he'd do with $12,000 a month, but I didn't ask him the next question, which was, have you ever made $12,000? There's two questions. Have you ever made $12,000 a month in your life? Yes. No. Okay, so that's the cap. He also told me that he didn't believe, really, that people ever made $20,000 a month. So if I would have asked you, Doug, what you would do with $60,000 a month, because I'm reading the script, and here's the script, and I'm shaking like a leaf because I'm so nervous, and then I'm talking to Doug, and I go, but what, Doug, what would you do with $60,000 a month? You would say, well, that would be about like what I would do if I lived on Pluto, right? Because nobody makes $60,000 a month.
Yeah, and it would be tough for me to answer that.
You couldn't do it because it's outside of where you've hit the ball before. I've got to take you up to the edge of your dream, and then I've got to ultimately lift that dream, right?
Agreed.
So I stopped at 12. So you guys notice that. I didn't ask him the $60,000 a month question because he doesn't know anybody in network marketing that's ever made more than $20,000 a month is the benchmark, which is exciting. So now we know so much about Doug. So my job is to say, Doug, I can get you there from here. I want you to, Lou's already got him on the nutrition. I want you to start taking this nutrition, and you bought that Mega CEO pack, and I want you to start really, really, really being a product of the product, and don't be afraid to talk to people about the great nutrition you're taking. Just don't talk to them about being a crazed multi-level marketer, because everybody talks about that. Doug, you're 58 years old. You're almost 59. You used to be a younger man. Would you agree with that?
I think we all were.
And when you used to hang around with your friends, and I know your wife's not watching. When I used to hang around with my friends, here's what we would talk about: the girls, we would talk about sports, and we would talk about our various escapades in life. That was then. This is now. We talk about money with our friends, and we talk about our aches and pains when we go to the coffee shop, don't we? Yeah, that's what we talk about. It's on the tip of everybody's tongue. So if you look at your friends and say, man, alive, my rotator cuff used to just bug the crud out of me, and I started taking that Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the Osteo FX, and what else have I taken? I'm taking the CM Plus, I'm taking the EFAs, and all of a sudden I got all kinds of, they're going to believe that. But if you start acting like a crazed Mooney, they're going to run for their lives. And you don't want to be acting like a crazed Mooney. And do not, if you're a Mooney. 3 people have hung up on this.
Really?
I am taking that personally.
Maybe they couldn't,
I have no
refresh,
idea.
See what's going on.
We have got a machine that's going to tell us who hung up, and I'm coming over to your house. So here's the deal. The fact of the matter is, this is so doable. So you can do this interview. Doug told me what he wants to buy. He's in great health. He takes vitamins, but he wants to buy money. So if I go over to his house and I have, grab me all those. If I go to his house and I'm sitting here I'm at the coffee shop and I'm going, hi Doug, it's Tom, and you look really healthy and you got to be taking all these vitamins and stuff, you're going to look at me like I'm crazy because Doug wants to buy money. He doesn't want to buy a whole product demonstration, even though he looks like a Solaflex model. He is completely wanting to talk about that. So I have to show him lifestyle. I have to show him my nice, shiny new car, which is right out the window. See my 1932 Ford? That's when you know you're poor, when you have to drive around a 1932 Ford. I don't even have a 1933 Ford. You like my car, Doug?
I do.
Yeah.
I've seen a rumble seat in a long time.
Yeah, rumble seat. If anybody ever comes to Colorado, you have to take that car for a ride, because when you're sitting next to somebody in that old car, you are literally sitting next to them. So if you go to the drive-in in that car, I guarantee you're going to be making out in about 5 minutes. It is crazy how close you're sitting. So the cool thing about so you're selling. So back to the point. So my job is to go, Doug, I'm gonna have a chat with you, and I'm gonna tell you what you need to do with this longevity. And you could not be in a better spot than you are right now. And I have to rewind this. Lou would have done this. because I am Doug is my guy, and I'm three-weighing Lou in. So now we've got to flip this all around, and I'm Lou. So Lou would be the third-party expert that we're bringing on the phone. And I'm going to have a chat with Doug. Lou sent me Doug's interview. So I now know everything about Doug. I know where his wife works at NOAA. I know that they've got 3 kids. I know the ages of the kids. I know his health. I know his money. I know everything because Lou sent me the interview. So instead of just throwing up on Doug, I'm going to speak into Doug's listening. And I'm going to look at Doug and say, you know what, you told Lou that $7,000 a month was a pretty good number, so I'm going to talk about $8,000 a month for you. I'm actually going to talk about $12,000 a month for you. So what I want you to do is, number one, this mega CEO pack that they've got right now is on special for 10 more days. And it's about $700 worth of product. And what you get is a box full of great product, a couple of healthy start packs, but you also get the keys to be able to get all the bonuses inside of Youngevity.
Right.
And it's a bargain at $3.99, and it's a money-back guarantee. So I want you to do that. And you're going to say, okay.
Okay. We just recently purchased one. I'm not sure if it's referencing the package that you've just referred to, but we literally just bought into all of this.
How much did it cost you?
It was around $4.95.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Okay, so that's the one. So now you own that. So you got that. So as soon as you get that box, I call you on the phone. And this is where Marianne comes in, because we do this thing like a Swiss watch, Marianne and Denise and I, where the minute you get your CEO pack, we call you on the phone and we tell you how to drink the product and how to use the product, because we want you to be on the product immediately. The second thing we do is we tell you to start building that list, but not talk to anybody, because we want you to go find 4 good people to sell a mega CEO pack to. Why do we want you to do that? Because we want you to get all of your money back. If you sell 3 of them, you get $399 back, but you get some free product. But I want you to sell 4 of them so you are playing on the house's money. Okay?
Yep.
And your job is to get 4 people on a mega CEO pack and find 4 people that want to make $3,000 a month each, because if those 4 people make $3,000 a month each, you make 12. Deal?
Deal.
So the name of the game is get everybody doing exactly the same thing. So you came in with a mega CEO pack. You went and found 4 people that want to make $3,000 a month each. They all bought a mega CEO pack, and they all taught their 4 people to make the CEO pack. Do the same thing, buy the mega CEO pack. And what you're trying to create is this perfect duplication going down, in your case, 4 levels.
Right.
5 levels. If you go down 5 levels, you're going to make, you, Doug, are going to make $12,000 a month. And here's how that looks. That first level, every one of those people, those 4 people, are on a mega CEO pack auto ship of 150. They've got a mega CEO pack, and they're on a 150 BV auto ship. And off of that, you're going to make about $48 a month. So those 4 people are going to get their 4, so you're going to have 16 people on that next level, and they're all on a 150 BV auto ship, and you're going to be making about another 150. So you're going to be making about $200 a month right there.
Right.
What does that do for Doug? All of a sudden, he got his money back on the first transaction, and now he got his money back on his auto ship every month because he's at $200 a month. And now he's got this ball rolling. He got his first level of 4 people. Those 4 people got their 4 people, so that was 16. So now these 16 people all get their 4 people, and the next thing you know, on your 3rd level, you've got that little tiny bit of business going on underneath you, and you're making $900 a month.
Right.
And at that $900 a month, all of a sudden, Doug is starting to get that money paid for in his life that he wanted. He was going to bank every penny of it for retirement, and he's making that $900 a month, and he and his wife are sleeping a little better because they're going to have 7 years of $900 a month coming in toward that retirement where they want to be making $7,000 a month. But once Doug's making $900 a month, he's not going to stop there. None of you are going to stop at $900 a month. $900 a month in network marketing is the magic number, because no one is going to quit at $900 a month. I wouldn't quit at $900 a month, because that money represents something. I have that new Jeep I just got. The payment on that thing's around $700. Why do I? Or maybe I don't have any idea how much
You
payment.
don't even
Should be some. Honey, how much is that payment? Do you have any idea? $600 a month. So here's the deal. So then on that third level, you've got that $900 a month coming in, and you're saying that wasn't that tough. And at that moment, I forgot to ask you what your wife thinks about network marketing.
She is very much a neophyte to all of this. And through the years, when we've kind of taken a look at it, like I said, the news came, she has not really involved herself with it.
Right. Okay, so if you came home with a check and you're going, woohoo, I made $48, she'd still be going, great job. You were gone 5 nights this week and you made $48. You could have done that with a paper route, Doug. So then you get 16 people and you make that $200 a month and you're going, woohoo, my auto ship's free. And she's saying $200 a month, that ain't worth it. That third level, you get those 64 people and they're on a 150 BV auto ship and you brought home $900, she's going to be going, Doug, this isn't a bad idea. I think you need to get to a few more of those meetings. So then it goes down one more level and you're making that $3,200. You've got 264 people doing 150 BV auto ship and you're making $3,200 a month. Your wife is going to think you're the smartest guy in the room, but she's also going to be saying, you know, Doug and I thought this over. And I told Doug, you ought to do that. You know, and so that's what's going to happen at $3,200. And she's going to be saying, Doug, you need to go to that training in Las Vegas in a couple of months. And it goes down one more level, and all of a sudden, you've got 1,024 people on that 5th level doing a 150 BV auto ship, and you're kicking out $12,000 a month. She's going to look at you and say, is my name on that check too? That's what's going to happen at that point, because all of a sudden, it's serious money. And when you're making 12, Doug, it's going to be like this. We need to quit NOAA. We need to quit that other job you've got. And all of a sudden, we need to get out there and start doing this thing with a vengeance. And all of a sudden, that number called $12,000 that you hit, that you've never hit in all these years, in your 58 years of working in corporate America, you were never able to make $12,000 a month doing it. Here you finally have the ability to do it. But when you hit $12,000 a month, you're going to say, I can do 24. And one of the biggest problems that Denise and I have had over the years, and you know who you are that are watching this, the number one problem that we've had is when people start making $10,000 a month, they are so unbelievably happy they retire and quit. And what I want people to say is, if I can make 10, I can make 20. If I can make 20, I can make 40. If I can make 40, I can make 80. Does that make sense to you? And if you can get to $83,333, do you know how much that is? That's $1 million a year.
Okay.
$83,333. And I am telling you, when I was making $5,000 a month in longevity, I never thought about $83,333. When I was making $10,000 a month, I never thought about $83,000. When I was making $20,000 a month, it shifted to we were making $20,000. Because then at that point, my wife goes, "No, Tom, we're making that." So then, see, you're smiling. So then, when we were making $20,000 a month, I still couldn't wrap my hands around $83,000 a month. Then, when we were making $40,000 a month, I couldn't wrap my hands. At $40,000 a month, I knew $83,000 a month was a possibility in our life. And when we made $83,000 a month in our life, and congratulations, you finally know somebody that did that. At that point, we knew nothing was out of the realm of possibility. Absolutely nothing. There is no cap on your income. And believe it or not, it's got nothing to do with you. All Denise and I did was find incredible people like her, incredible people like Lou Gallardi, incredible people like Andre Vaughn, Lance Gordon, Corey Gold. We didn't find Corey Gold. Somebody else found Corey Gold. I'm just thinking about people. Lorraine Williamson, Earlene Downey, Craig Walcott. I go through the list of people. John Milton Fogg, Frank Atkins, Richard Fauntleroy, Scott Fardulis. I'm just thinking of these people that have brought these unbelievable people in. We're nothing special. We didn't do anything special. We just brought in a few people who brought in a few people who brought in a few people, who brought in a few people, who brought in a few people, who brought in a few people. We're now 17 years into this thing, and we've got 500,000 people in our downline. Is that amazing?
That is
And why is it so crazy? Because we didn't do anything special. We chose well with the Wallachs, who are the most unbelievable people in the world. And Wallachs chose well when they found Bill Andreoli and his team on that side, Dave Brisky and his team on that side, Marissa Kenson, those various people. But I am telling you, all you are in this business is a tour guide and a talent scout. And when you buy that Mega CEO pack that you bought the business and you bought the product.
Right.
And the key to this business is if somebody wants to buy the product, sell that to them. If they want to buy the time, sell that to them. But don't try to do both. Because I'm telling you, you start acting like a crazed multi-level marketer, you're going to repel people. So you have to be interested, not interesting. That's the most important part. And if you want to speak, raise your hand.
Okay, I've got, well, somebody put in a question and I was starting to answer it, but I thought it would be good to just for you to do it. So say you put in an ad for someone and they came and you called, you spoke with them on the phone, you had a little mini interview with them, and then you're going to sit down, but they already know that you have a business that you're going to present.
So you walk into the store, and again, I can tell a new network marketer the minute I walk in Starbucks, because it looks like this. And they're sitting there trying to have a cup of coffee, you're two strangers, and leave all this stuff in your car. I promise you, if you create the desire, they're going to figure it out. So if you got this second look and you're at a Starbucks, leave it all in your car. And if the person is so in love with you that they really want to see something, say, I'm going to walk out to my car and get it.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea how many people walk up to me. I meet them in a coffee shop. I go home, and I have an email from them. I just met them, and I have an email from them, and what they say was, I got home, I Googled you, I saw that recording of you and your beautiful wife talking about why you're doing this. It made me cry, and I want to talk to you. Right, honey?
Right, honey.
What are you drinking? Rebound?
Rebound.
So you talk about how many people talk to you. I mean, now you think you've got all this. You're so all, you think the reason you attract people is because you have this great intuition and aura and all that jazz. But people just tell you everything when you meet them, right?
It is true. Strangers tell me the craziest things. I mean, it's almost like people are dying to be listened to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah, it's almost like people are just dying to be, to be heard. And so I'm just inquisitive about people, and you learn the craziest things about people just by asking a few questions. And I don't think I've ever had anybody ever say, that's none of your business, or be short with me. I mean, I guess you can kind of tell when people are open to talking to you. And one time in Home Depot, this sales guy, it wasn't even a guy that worked there, he was a sales rep that was like stocking the shelves or something, and I asked him a question, and it was like 30 minutes later I found out that his niece was pregnant, and they were going to have her live with them because his brother, was really upset with her that she was pregnant because she was so young. And it was crazy because it was just a couple of questions, and then, it is almost like, people want to connect with other people. That's really all it is.
It happens to us all day long. I mean, every day we're meeting people, we're talking to people, and it's because we don't have any agenda. Here's the deal. I want you guys to live your life like this. Every person you meet, they need to have an experience such as their life is better having met you than when they got there. And you guys know I hang around with a lot of homeless people and a lot of recovering alcoholics and a bunch of misfits. They're my best friends. And 99% of those people would never do network marketing. And I'm not going to try to push them off a cliff to do something they couldn't or wouldn't do. My job is to serve people. So I go into an agenda of love like crazy, then love more. And if I can help them because something's missing in their life, money, time, or health, and they've got the ability to solve it with longevity, I'm going to bring them back for another conversation with my upline. That's all this is. You're a tour guide and a talent scout. And this script right here, I want you to memorize it. I want you to chop it up, and I want you to burn it because you do not. People are not scripts. You're not talking brain to brain. You're not talking mouth to mouth. You're talking heart to heart. And once you understand that, you're not going to need a script because your heart's not going to try to give you words. All you're doing is figuring out how you can serve people. And if you do that, you win. So I said this was going to last 45 minutes. That's exactly how long we've been on here. We want your feedback of what you thought of it. Hopefully you're going to start building your list. And we're going to do, in 15 minutes, we're going to start the hangout for Australia and New Zealand. Mike Randolph will be on there. Hopefully Keith Halls, a few other people. So stick around. We're going to turn off this recording so we can save it. Then we're going to reload it for the Australia one. And then again tonight at 7, 9 o'clock Mountain Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We're going to do the business opportunity meeting. Denise will be there. We have a ball. Scott Pardulis will be there. You're going to absolutely love it. So whatever you do, stay tuned in. We appreciate it. Make sure you give us some feedback because if this was a waste of your time, I could be doing a lot of things other than this.
We've got a lot of good compliments on this, so I think they're liking it. So it'll be the same link, so just go back to the same link in a little bit.
All right. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.